Yo guys, what's up? So today's video is about how long it should take you to learn a new language. Alright, so you're gonna get a few different answers about it very shortly. But before we start off, I want to let you know that videos like these are pretty much just opinion based. Alright, because it can obviously vary real easily depending on the person. Now, let's dive into it. So, the first thing that comes to mind is that the US military made a list of what languages are difficult, and they put them in different levels. Now, they also added how many hours it should take you to learn the language. So if you go to this sheet, you can have a rough estimate or even try to compare how long it takes you to learn the language according to their estimate. Right, and you can kind of use that as a bit of a guide if you want to test yourself or move at their speed or the speed that they think is adequate. So, like some languages in level 1 would be Romanian, Swedish, and Dutch. And those take a random amount of hours. I don't remember how long it takes. We'll just say it's 80, so it's going to be a lower amount. It's not 80 hours, so it's definitely more. And then they have like a level 2 with German, and it's more, so let's say 200 hours. They have a level 3, level 4, level 5. I think Russian was level 4, so I think they said it was maybe like 1,000 hours or something, depending on the difficulty. And it's even that I think is subjective because they're classifying what they think is difficult, but for you it might not be difficult. So just keep that in mind as well. The second route you could take to kind of determine how long it should take you to be fluent, we'll say conversational in languages, if you're going the university school route. Okay. So, if schools break things up by semester, for the most part, most schools, you get the first semester of a language, we'll say French. So you get French 1 in the spring, French 2 in the fall, French 3 the following spring, French 4 the following fall, and then some colleges include French 5 and 6. Right. So, by the time you hit year 2, let's say French 4 or maybe Italian 4, but the school would consider you upper intermediate, which loosely comes out being conversational, right? Upper intermediate, at least in the language world, means that you're pretty much conversational, right? And that's at a 2-year mark. And just a quick little note is not all languages go up to French 4 or French 5 or 6. Some languages only get 1 semester or 2 semesters, which is kind of lame, I think, but I suppose better than nothing. And lastly, just want to say that all this is opinion based. It's the school's opinion on when you should be conversational. And the truth is, we don't actually know when you're going to become fluent or conversational. It can vary from person to person. Because maybe it's a polyglot that's starting out and he's trying to learn his 12th language. It's going to go faster than the average person. Right? And the average person might take 3 years, or maybe the person after him might take 1 year. The next person 6 years. We don't know. Everyone moves at their own pace. Alright? And everyone finds certain concepts difficult or easy depending on their life experience. Right? They might be bilingual, trilingual, who knows? So, in essence, we don't really know how long it's going to take you to learn a new language, right? We only have opinions and guesses. However, I'm going to tell you a number where I think it's reasonable. I think 2 years to learn a new language is a reasonable amount of time for the average person. Again, for the average person, not a polyglot or some freak of nature or someone who's good at learning languages probably won't take you 2 years. Maybe they will. Who knows? Who knows, right? Maybe they started when they were 10, and by the time they were 20, they learned 8 new languages, and it took them roughly about 2 years, or maybe a bit longer. Doesn't matter. All right. Move at a pace you're comfortable with. Move as fast as you need to, as slow as you need to. It's going to vary from person to person. But if you want to shoot for a number that's reasonable, I think 2 years is reasonable. 3 years reasonable as well. I don't think it's crazy. I do think 3 months is crazy, 6 months is crazy if we're talking about the average person. If we're talking about a gifted polyglot, then that's another story. But gifted polyglots are usually a minority of the population, so don't worry about those people. All right, just focus on finding a method that works for you and finding your own pace. And if you want to track how long it takes you, then go ahead. I usually don't. What ends up happening is I do a rough guess of how long it took me once I think I'm conversational or fluent. All right. So yeah, with that said, obviously do your best, and the faster if you use the language every day, if you practice it every day, it's gonna mean you learn it faster, right? But be careful not to burn yourself out. I've burnt myself out. If you burn yourself out, you don't know how long you'll be out. Sometimes I burnt myself out, and I was burnt out for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It varied. One time I got burnt out for a month. Anyways, it depends. Now I don't really get burnt out as much because I kind of know where my limit is. Now, like, here's my scale. I'll go right under it, and then I'll pull right out. Just because, like, I'm a nerd and I love it. But yeah. Any questions, comments, let me know. If you get value out of my videos, subscribe, comment, and like. Share the video. At least share the video. If you get value out of my videos, at least share it and subscribe. All right. Peace out. I'll see you guys next.